Hello and welcome to my review for last night's episode of NXT. Last night's episode took place on September 2nd, 2015, and these are going to be my overall thoughts and opinions on last night's episode. And did it do enough to build for the eventual NXT TakeOver special on the 7th of October? But before we get to that, I would just like to say, check out a couple of these channels. I'm part of the Gamer Gang. We make reviews, podcasts, and live reaction videos to games that we have played. So check that out. New video was just uploaded. Also, check out Delexman's channel, one of the best YouTubers around, on his opinions and thoughts on wrestling. And also check out Generic Luchador's channel as well. Another good YouTuber. So shout out to those guys. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get into tonight's episode of NXT. And this episode, in my opinion, it did a good job in setting up for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament, which will, with the finals taking place at the next NXT TakeOver special on the 7th of October. So we had a couple qualifying matches tonight, first round matches. And we kicked things off with tag team action. We had the Ascension facing Rhino and Baron Corbin. This was a good match. I thought, the Ascension was very over, so that was good to see. Unlike on the main roster, how they pretty much wasted them and jobbed them out to everyone, and they're basically a joke now. When they returned to NXT last night, they got a really good reaction. So that was good to see. And it was interesting seeing two former opponents team up against the Ascension in Baron Corbin and Rhino, as these two had previously faced off at the May NXT TakeOver special. So for majority of the match, Rhino and Corbin pretty much dominated Victor of the Ascension. And eventually Victor was able to make his way over and get the hot tag to Connor, and he just unloaded upon Corbin and Rhino. However, the Ascension would not be able to pick up the win, and instead they were able to, Rhino was able to eventually get the gore, and the Ascension would lose to Rhino and Baron Corbin, who would advance into the next round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament. So that was our opening match, and like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good match, and I was really glad to see the Ascension get a nice reaction from the crowd. So it goes to show you that they can be something special on the main roster if they would use them correctly, but they made them Road Warrior ripoffs. So way to go, Vince. Next up, we had Alexa Bliss coming out to take on Blue Pants. And this was built off of the way that the Vaudevillains were able to defeat Blake and Murphy for the tag team titles due to Blue Pants getting involved in that really good match and taking out Bliss and allowing the Vaudevillains to get the win. So this was a little bit of a payback from Alexa Bliss. And it wasn't the greatest match, but it was all right. And, Blue Pants very over with the crowd. I like Bliss in this heel role. I think she's really, really working well with it, much better than she was as a face. And I'm interested to see where they go with her. And I'm really surprised that Blue Pants still doesn't have a contract with NXT, despite being as over as she is with the crowd. But like I said, Bliss really laid in the punishment to Blue Pants for what she did in that tag title match, stopping her at every opportunity that she had. And Bliss was able to eventually hit the Sparkle Splash for the win. So it was an okay match. It was okay. Next up, we had Apollo Crews defeating Martin Stone. Like I said, There was a quick squash match. Was made to help make Cruz look very strong and talented. And he is. He's freaking amazingly athletic. For a guy his size, the way he moves around in that ring with the agility that he has, very impressed. And I see big things ahead for him. And I could see him being a WWE heavyweight champion. I really could see it. And that would be great to have an African-American WWE heavyweight champion. I would hope. It would be nice, So, like I said, he made pretty quick work of this Martin Stone, who he faced in the ring. He had a nice press slam and that big clothesline. And then he hit him with I love this finishing move, with the standing moonsault. So Cruz was able to pick up the win in decisive fashion. And then from there, we move into our next match. And I also must mention that there were a couple backstage segments, backstage promos. There was one with Tyler Breeze. He interrupted William Regal, and Breeze said that basically he wanted to compete in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Tournament, and that he needed a partner, and William Regal said, well, you're going to get Bull Dempsey, and Breeze is like, well, whatever, pretty much. So it'll be Dempsey and Prince Pretty teaming up in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And then we also had a backstage interview with Emma, and she said basically the women's revolution would not have started without her, and that she was basically the catalyst because her match with Paige really kicked it off and put the women on the map. And she's basically speaking very cocky and arrogant about herself. So I like this. I want to see Emma versus Bayley. I think that would be a good matchup at the next TakeOver special. So hopefully that's where that feud for the NXT Women's title takes the women next. And then we had another backstage promo. These were all throughout the night. I'm not going in any particular order now. We had Finn Balor being interviewed. And then it was announced that he will be teaming up with Samoa Joe in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I'm assuming next week. So that should be good. And I'm wondering if Joe will be turning on Balor, and that will eventually set up a match between them for the NXT title. That would be epic. I would really look forward to a Samoa Joe Finn Balor feud. Then we had our next match of the evening. We had Eva Marie defeating Billie Kay. I'm seeing improvement from Eva Marie. I really am. And I think over time she will get better. She really will. The crowd, once again, was split. There were her supporters. There were those that booed her. But I'm in the middle. I'm going to wait and see. She's definitely trying. She definitely wants to improve. So that's good. And hopefully over time she can become a good women's wrestler. Because I think she does have the athletic ability. And if she continues to work at it, she can become something special. So we'll wait and see what happens with Eva Marie. But there was a botch on... The ref was counting 1, 2, and she forgot to kick out. And then the ref had to stop and didn't count for the third time, so that kind of hurt the match. And then the fans just booed unmercifully. I mean, they just ripped into this match after that. Eva Marie clearly forgot to. When you hear 1, 2, kick out, 1, 2, and then the ref stopped. So that kind of hurt the flow of this match. It was okay for what it was. It was all right. And then she was able to get the victory with the Sliced Red, her finisher, and she remains to be apparently undefeated. So that's interesting to see. So after that, we made it to... Oh yes, and also there was a backstage segment with Neville being interviewed, and he said him and Crow would be teaming up tonight to take on the team of just Jason Jordan and Reddy Willing and Chad Gable. So this was a good match. I really liked this match. It was fun, and it was a good way to end the show. Neville got a really good reaction coming out. I mean, the place just lost it when Neville came out, and as they should. Neville's a talented wrestler, so it was good to see him getting a nice reaction from the crowd. And let's see, like I said, Crow, he took a lot of punishment in this match. Eventually, he was able to make the hot tag to Neville. And he's so fun to watch in the ring when he hits all these high-octane, fast-paced moves where he does the backflips and everything. And then, like I said, solid match. I think the right guys won. Gable and Jordan were able to defeat Neville and Solomon Crow after Crow tagged himself in. And then, Jason Jordan was able to capitalize on that tag and just took him out. I mean, man, Jordan's really, really good. I mean, so is Gable. I like them as a tag team. And, it was good to see Neville get a great reaction. And Jordan and Gable are really... They have an opportunity to win this thing. I think they work really well as a tag team, and I'm interested to see how this tag team classic plays out over the next couple of weeks. So I'm glad they're doing this, because on the main roster, God forbid we ever do tournaments or anything like this, to keep things interesting. I wish they would, but they won't. Crow, I would like to see him as a heel. I think he's not really gone anywhere. So hopefully, I would hope that somehow they lead him down the path to a heel turn, because I think that could really help his character, because he's just really going nowhere right now. But all in all, this was a good match with the right team going over Neville and Crow. So, yeah, this was a good episode of NXT. What a shock. I'm giving it a B+. I really enjoyed it. Like I do every week. Never have a problem with NXT. Very rarely will it dip below a B, maybe even a C. But I'm giving this week's episode a B+. It was good. Check it out. So thank you to everyone who watched my videos, this video, and all my other videos. I appreciate it. If you like what you saw, please click that subscribe and like button. And with that, I am out. So peace.